We camped out at Bowman Lake last night, one of Joan's favorite places on the trail. And what do we have in store for us on our hike today?
Well, we're in the Bowman Lake semi-primitive area for 3 miles. And then we have a tiny road walk, I'm sad to say. But then we're back in the National Forest with a little creek and then the Pere Marquette River. After that, we're going to go through an area where there was a microburst wind event last fall and huge blowdown, which they managed to cut through in a couple of days to get the trail open. And I've been told that they're doing some salvage harvesting in there, so I think we're going to hit a little logging. And then we'll cross US 10, which is kind of a major milestone, traveling north through the Manistee. And then some dry areas with rolling hills, and we're going to end up at McCarthy Lake tonight.
So we're hiking through glacial territory, and Joan just pointed out
A dry kettle hole.
a dry kettle. And the Lake Bowman we were just at is
A wet kettle.
a wet kettle.
Caused by a block of ice that calved off a glacier and just parked itself, and it was so heavy it created a depression. And if there were springs underneath, it remains as a lake or a connection with the groundwater of some kind. But this one probably did not, except the water's probably fairly close to the surface because there's still wetland plants in the bottom, but there's not open water. They're just smaller and pointier than hills usually are, you know?
So this hill is called a Kame Hill.
Kame.
And Joan says they were the product of glaciers kind of sitting here and dropping sand, just like if you let sand run through your hand at the beach, it would create a little pointed hill. And that's what we're hiking through right now. It's so cool.
Now, if you were in southern Ohio and see these, you're seeing erosion of the Appalachian Plateau. But here, it's sand and it's glacial.
So we're entering the microburst area now. And like Joan said, they've been harvesting timber out of here. And I just got stung by something. Bummer. Look at this destruction. This is why microbursts and straight line windstorms are actually the thing I'm most afraid of out here. I mean, Joan said the trees were piled like 15 feet high out here before they came and cleared it. I don't know how you survive something like that in a tent. Joan cached some water here for us because it's a bit of a dry stretch. And as she said, she likes to make things easy these days. And there's something that I haven't seen for a while. What? Blue skies. How many miles do you think we've done today already?
11.
We've done 11 miles today.
We did 8 before lunch. We just did 3.
All right. So,
I mean, we agreed on the 11 before lunch, and I know it's 3 from there to here.
So this is going to be definitely my longest day. It should be somewhere around 17 miles-ish.
Yeah, and my longest for quite a while.
And Joan's longest for quite a while. So I'm making myself some go juice. And I'm trying this stuff. I saw this recommended on heard it recommended on the Trex Backpacking podcast. I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's just like this green superfood stuff. I'm gonna do some of that. Just got a lot of good nutrients in it for when you're working hard and losing all your electrolytes. And it definitely tastes green, so I'm gonna add a little Gatorade to it too. It's not bad green though. It's just I've got both, so why not? So we're doing some climbing in the Ward Hills right now. They're pretty awesome, and we got this gorgeous view to the left and this gorgeous view to the right. We got views on all sides. Okay, we got 1 mile left. I am out of gas. Just 1 mile. Just gotta keep going. You gonna take off?
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I had so much fun. So enjoy.
I will.
I love this lake. I'm happy to share it with you.
Thank you so much. And there is Mccarthy Lake. So this is where I'm staying tonight. Well, that was an incredibly fun day hiking with Joan. That was my personal best as far as distance. Already in the tent, it's like 8 o'clock. And it's really beautiful here at McCarthy. The wind just dropped and it's really warm. When I got to camp, I was like, what is this foreign sensation? Oh my God, I'm hot. So that was weird. But apparently tonight it's gonna get down to 35 degrees. And you know what, you guys? I'm a little bit afraid of it. So because of the last experience, but my quilt is dried out. I've also got my camp chair tucked under my sleeping pad to try to get even like more insulation if I need it tonight. I'm using my sweatshirt as a pillow, but that will get sacrificed if I am super cold. I can sleep without a pillow, but I can't sleep if I'm cold. I'm wearing my down to bed. But it's pretty warm still right now, so I'm kind of hot. But if I do get even more cold, I can put this on, and if it's really bad, I can even put my rain pants on while I'm sleeping. I always sleep with a down hat. The down quilts, I have an Enlightened Equipment Revelation. They don't have a mummy hood, and I even have my gloves ready to go, so I feel very prepared. So I think I'm gonna make it through the night fine. That's what I'm saying anyway. So I made it through the night just fine. It was very warm and cozy. And hopefully that will be the last night in the 30s for a while. Getting my coffee ready. Last night, as soon as the sun went down, some animal started tearing through the woods back here, just like dragging stuff around, but like at full speed. And I actually launched myself out of the tent at one point because I left like a water bottle out here, and I just heard this very plasticky sound of when it was dragging something through the woods. I really thought it had grabbed my stuff, and I was like, ah! I don't know what it was. Beaver, raccoon, porcupine. It really sounded like a Tasmanian devil though. It was really funny. Taking a break before I've even hit 3 miles today. I'm not feeling so hot today. Feeling kind of weak and a little nauseous. I'm hoping it's just I just need more calories, so that's why I stopped to eat a bunch of food and drink a little water. Could be I just pushed it a little bit too hard yesterday, and I'm just tired today. The nausea has me a little worried. I've already had an issue with my water filter. It had stopped up so much that I can't get water through the drink tube without risking probably an aneurysm. But I doubt this is water related yet. I mean, that usually takes a little time to set in, so it's much more likely it's just exhaustion or not getting enough calories. So I'm gonna let my body decide what gets done today. So my feet are doing pretty well. There is this, I guess it must be a tendon. It's kind of running along the big toe knuckle bone in both feet that's having a hard time. it's in some pain. So I really wanted to soak my feet in this gorgeous creek here. I think I'm sitting on top of a muskrat house. Or at least a muskrat swam under the little kind of berm that I'm on in the creek, and as far as I know, it didn't come out again, so I'm a little afraid to put my feet into the water. Oh, that feels good though. I just stopped for lunch after doing a 2.5 mile road walk, which was pretty fun. It's that really cool tree house that I would have lived in if I had that as a child. And I've only done about 7 miles today, but my feeling off earlier was definitely calories, I think. Probably a little, and it's definitely a little fatigue too. But as soon as I ate all that food earlier, I started feeling better, and I just ate a big lunch. So hopefully I shouldn't have too much trouble getting to the next water source, which is 3 miles down the trail. And then I'll have a decision to make there about how I feel. If I am wiped, I might just stop there. Otherwise, it's another 4 miles to where I wanted to camp tonight. So it's actually 14 that I wanted to do today. So, but I'm really glad I'm feeling better, and it is just a gorgeous day. The sun is warm, the wind is cool, the mosquitoes are not biting. Look at this amazing marsh. I feel like I'm in the bayou. I realized I'd only been averaging 1.25 miles an hour. I still had 4.5 miles left to go for where I wanted to end up. You know, I was just like, well, I can stay here or I can go. And I was like, you gotta go. So I drank a cup of coffee. I ate a 3 Musketeers, and I put my pack on, and I was like, I'm at least gonna try. We got filled up on water, and I was like, worst case scenario, I at least get a couple miles more down the trail and then collapse and camp out. But I made it. Not only did I make it, I did the last 4.5 miles in an hour and a half. So what the heck was going on with the rest of the day? Was that completely psychological? I don't know. Should I have just had a cup of coffee and a 3 Musketeers much earlier in the day? Maybe it's my superfood. So I'm not messing around this morning. It's not even 7 yet, and I already got the tent down and most of my packed up. And I'm making myself eat a very good big breakfast. I have got cold soaked fruit salad, got a Cliff Bar, and I'm gonna get some protein right away in the morning. So, and of course, coffee. And then I've already got my snack bag ready to go. Got gorp, freeze-dried pineapple, and some more jerky. And then I've also got a little stick of cheese. So I'm not gonna make the same mistake with calories today. I have to thank Joan. She left me a water cache here at the campground, Matt Bear Track, and this has just felt like such a luxury. That's why I was able to do this without it being a pain. So thank you, Joan. So the reason why Joan cached water for me here is that the forest campgrounds along the trail, their water pumps aren't on yet. It's too early. This is super sweet. This boardwalk is dedicated to Chips, which is Joan Young's dog, who hiked 1,200 miles of this trail with her. He was a cutie pie, Joan. And here is Chips Boardwalk. Got chased by my first dog. I knew that was gonna happen. It was a little scary, but her owner was on the porch and she never got within 10 feet of me. So Besides storms, like, I think loose dogs are actually one of my biggest worries on this hike. But I got jerky in my pocket. That's my secret weapon. I got jerky. So I've done about 6.5 miles today, 11 more to go. That would be, I think, my biggest day then. And of course, I'm feeling pretty tired. I've started out pretty strong today, but now I'm feeling tired. So, but hey, you know, I'll stop maybe a little over halfway through the Udall Hills, have some coffee and chocolate, and superfood it up and see how far I get. All right, hiking in the Udall Hills. They're pretty awesome. They are big hills. I don't know anything about them really. I forgot to read my research before I came out here. I'm gonna guess they were formed by glaciers. And it's hot. It is hot. It feels awesome. It's a big adjustment for my body. My blood's still thick from the winter. My skin is still corpse white. Who are the best feet? You're such good feet. Yeah, I'm looking at you, right foot. Yeah, I'm looking at you, left foot. You guys are such good feet. You're doing such a good job. Yeah, you're doing such a good job. You keep it up. Yeah! The pumps are on. Or this one is. Oh, I hope that means the other ones are on. Thank you, U.S. Forest Service. I thought I was gonna have to walk like 2 more miles for water, and I was so out. I'm also taking the opportunity during this break to put my quilt out and let it dry out a little bit. We haven't had any rain, but there's still been condensation at night. So hopefully that will help keep me nice and cozy at night. I'm real curious about this. It is an adorable homestead. Looks like they maybe built it themselves. And it's got some kind of environmental certification from the state. Well, these guys are awesome. They have a campsite here. Oh man, that wasn't on the map. And I was just sitting here thinking, I really wish I could camp here. But it's all private land. Thanks, Pine Knoll. You guys are awesome. I even see water cached over there. I mean, check that out. They got an outhouse. What? They've got wood for a fire. A picnic table. Wow. Oh, I wish these guys were here. I would love to meet them. Oh, I gotta check my map and see if I made it far enough. I think it's close enough. Well, I would really like to stay here, but you know what? I still have energy and I'm gonna take advantage of that and keep going down the trail a little bit. But how cool is that? So whoever owns this place, just thanks for doing this. It's very cool. Well, I came to my senses about 50 feet down the road and I came back to Pine Knoll. And I'm having a lovely evening listening to the creek. The sun's setting. It's about 8 o'clock and I am so tired. I have myself doing 20 miles a day already in the Lower Peninsula, and I think from Kalaska to Petoskey. I don't know if I can do that yet. That might have been a wee bit ambitious. So yeah, when I get into music, I'm gonna spend some time with the actual physical maps and really kind of look at what I might be dealing with. And I'm gonna go ahead and take a full rest day there. I'm gonna stay 2 nights because my feet need a break and some love and attention, I think. So, and I just need a rest. And I'm going to be asleep in half an hour, I predict. Good night. Well, it's looking pretty likely that I'm going to get rained on today. getting rained on the day before you're going into town is the exact time you want it to happen, because even if my stuff gets soaked tonight, tomorrow I'm sleeping in a motel. Doing some beautiful hiking on a bluff above the Manistee River. And bad news, y'all. Mosquitoes are out. And I found a tick on my tent this morning. So, my charmed bug-free life is over. So I just walked about 5 minutes down the wrong trail. So the North Country Trail goes that way. Very clearly signaled with an arrow here. But I was zoning out. I think I was, to be honest, I was thinking about how much I miss my dog. Every morning I send him a little love verse. I just say, I love you, buddy. I miss you. I'm sorry I left. Anyway, I think I was doing that. And I just kept walking. And then I kind of, you know, it dawns on you after a while, or dawns on me after a while, that I haven't seen a blue blaze for a while. They're really good. This trail is really clear and easy to follow. So then I quick pulled out my maps and figured out I had gone astray. I should be enjoying this hike. It's pretty phenomenal. The trail's running right along the edge of the ridge here above the Manistee River. But I'm in a terrible mood today. Terrible. Guys, if you're a little squeamish about hearing women talk about their periods, one, you should get over that. But fair warning, I'm about to do that, so you can go ahead and skip ahead. Ladies and gentlemen who aren't squeamish, I got my period this morning in a fairly difficult moment as well. It was about in the middle of a road walk, but I had to run off into the woods and get that situated. And I use pads. I've just found it better for me with cramping. But but literally it was like on this little country road, it was like rush hour because everybody was heading off to work. So I'm trying to crouch behind a tree, but I'm probably only about 30 feet off the road, and people are going by waving at me. And I'm just like, oh my God, you know, I don't have my pants down and just like trying to wait for them to pass. But it's just like, obviously I'm back in the trees. Everybody knows what I'm doing. Just waving as they go by. Super nice, thanks. Also awkward. And I get to latrine at a boat access, and I'm like, oh yeah, any latrine I go past, I'm using it. So I go in there and go to the bathroom. And as I was pulling things down, the pad just kind of magically flipped itself into the latrine. Not a big deal. I went to go grab another one. I don't have another one. I don't have one. Apparently that was my emergency one because I wasn't supposed to get to my period yet. It was going to work out perfectly. I was supposed to get it when I was in town. I've got a box I'm bouncing with all those supplies in it. I had to cut, like, I'm using this like ShamWow towel in case I want to bathe when I'm out on trail, and I had to cut a piece of that off. This might be a little bit too much information. I don't know about you ladies, but my cycle seems to do this weird thing where like about every fourth cycle I just get like ferociously bad PMS, where I should probably not be around other humans, which is good that I'm out in the middle of the woods right now. Everything that can annoy me is annoying me. This armpit, for some reason, has a problem with this strap right now. It just, like, anything I do, loosen it, it hates it. Tighten it, it hates it. You know, I'm just like, do you want to see deodorant ever again, huh? This is your job now. You got to get me to town. You got to carry this pack to town. You know, those little flyaways at the base of your neck, they're just blowing out and tickling my ear. It's driving me nuts. You know, just the straps hitting me I've got all these straps like tucked in all sorts of random configurations because anytime they hit me, I'm just annoyed by it. The way that this sleeve is rubbing against my skin. What the hell? On Avenza, it says that this campsite where I was planning to spend the night is closed because there's construction on the bridge. It's there, or I have to hike 6 more miles to get access to a water source, and I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So I'm, regardless of whether it's open or closed, Annie is camping somewhere nearby. See? I'm a little today. Come on, who can have a bad day with a view like that? Apparently I can. Okay, the woods is trying real hard to cure me of my bad mood here. I don't know if you guys can see this very well, but there is just a carpet of wildflowers. They're so pretty. This is super cool. I think this is the esker that Joan was telling me about. There's a real steep drop off over there. And there's a drop off over there. So an esker is apparently when the glacier is sitting over the landscape and it has a big crack, a big fissure up it. And in that crack, it's depositing sand much higher than around it. So that's how you get these big, tall, skinny ridges of sand formed. Very cool. I do wish I could just camp here. But I'm only halfway done with the miles I need to hike today. I guess this is gonna happen sometimes, that I'm gonna wanna stop when I have to keep going. Choosing to do 2,400 miles in 5 to 6 months, having that be my goal, means that on days when I really just want to take a nap and read my book, I gotta dig down, get some grit, and keep going. Oh, I wanted to mention that I'm not editing these videos out here on my own. I don't know how I would do that. So I'd love to introduce you guys to Alex Mayer. I found Alex because he's got a great series of videos of him section hiking the entire UP section of the North Country Trail. 2 sections of which he does during the winter, which is like intense to watch.
Well, so far, all I can really say about this section is that it has been absolutely grueling. I knew it was going to be hard, but I think I still underestimated how hard it would be.
And he also recently did one of my favorite series of hiking videos of all time. He thru-hiked the Haydu Trail and just does a beautiful job and a great message too. So introduce yourself, Alex.
I think today's the hottest day so far on the trail. My watch says it's 112 degrees. I took my break, jumped in the river a bunch of times, got back down to baseline, and now I'm feeling comfortable again.
I will include some links to his videos in the video description too. Thanks, Alex. I just want to show you what's happening on the road. Yeah, so that was not the first time that guy peeled out. I would think that was about the 5th time, and his girlfriend was down the road recording it with her cell phone, much like I was doing above them. Because this whole forest smells like burned rubber now. And this is on the road where I'm supposed to camp tonight. So I really hope he got that out of his system.
Oh, so sorry, little buddy. You can't come in.
Sorry, I'm actually too tired to sit up for this. This is a weird angle, though. I want you guys to see up my nose. I am just beat. I think I've done almost, or at least 15 miles a day, every day this week. I'm not handling it super well. And my psychological game is suffering as well. And I'm making the mistake of thinking about things like, you know, how the heck am I ever going to be capable of doing 30-mile days, which is my goal for the end of the hike if I want to be done by mid-October. That does not feel possible right now. I can't be thinking that way. I just have to think about the next, just one day at a time, you know. Today it was just about getting here. Tomorrow it's just going to be about getting into Mesick. I'm hoping with a good long rest in Mesick, a full day, I mean, that I'll be feeling a little bit better next week. And I'm going to take a good hard look at my plan and potentially revise that to maybe allow me to do some shorter hiking until my body doesn't hate me. Especially my feet. My feet have a message for everybody. They're putting themselves up for adoption. They would like to be adopted by a human who walks less than 15 miles a day. They enjoy dog walking. They can handle that. Yeah, if anyone tries to tell you that the North Country Trail is flat, they are lying to your face. Oh, all right. Last day of this section, I've got 18 miles about to hike into Mesick. And I've been out hiking for about an hour and I've gone 2.5 miles, all uphill. All uphill. I will be doing everything in my power to avoid sleeping at campsites near roads from now on. I definitely got less sleep than I could have because some folks rolled in at like 10:30 and started chopping wood, you know, because that's what and then they didn't even have a fire. They chopped wood and then went to bed, so there was at least that. Oh, and then the same guys, and their alarm went off at like 4 a.m, and one of them was snoring all night long. So, sorry, we all know I'm crabby this week, but sometimes it is really challenging sharing campsites with people when you're exhausted and they're not yet. Went down, now we gotta go up. Well, I was going to take a break here because there's supposed to be a water source somewhere nearby, and maybe I just haven't found it yet, but it shows it running right next to this road. And I don't see one. Do you? Yay! Okay, so there is water at mile 780 on the Avenza map, not 781. I think they call this Hodenpile Dam Pond, if I'm saying that right. And I get to walk all the way around. This is a long reservoir, and I think basically the rest of my walk today, almost all of it, is just along this. So I'm thrilled. This has been a great day of hiking so far. So I'm feeling good. Getting my confidence back a little. Oh, feels so good. This is why it takes me 12 hours to get anywhere. We've got a Sir Dispatcher update. Looks like he's doing a flip-flop, so he is trying to hike the whole thing. So he's doing White Cloud to North Dakota, and then I would assume White Cloud back to Vermont now. And he's still like a day and a half ahead of me. I hope I catch up to him.
All right, week 2 recap. How am I feeling? Overall positive, but my confidence in myself as a hiker took a bit of a hit this week. I loved how the week started with hiking with Joan and getting to learn amazing things about the forest. She cached water for me. She brought a resupply box up to Music for me and saved me money. And she just was a great support. It made that week better, which I'm grateful for because it was a bit of a struggle. But I persevered and met my mileage goals each day. But I definitely had a lot of moments, especially toward the end of the day, when my feet were in extreme amounts of pain, when I really doubted that I'm going to do this. Every morning I feel like I can. And every evening when I'm finishing, I feel like maybe I can't. So I'm glad to be taking a rest, and I'm eager for the next week to see how I feel. I'm really hoping that my body feels a little better.